This is the Padua Podcast Network.
Running a Fever, episode 347. The World Today. Macro Stress.
And we're walking away from the Running a Fever mobile. Hat on, I'm gonna put some fingerless gloves on. I think that's backwards, kind of hard to tell. Okay, welcome to Running a Fever. My name is Michael Davis. This is a podcast about fitness, diet, and medicine. My goal is to live a long, healthy, happy, active life right up to the very end. And I'm just trying to love my life enough to make it last as long as possible. So if any of that appeals to you, then you're in the right place. Or if you just like talking to yourself and bad-mouthing a podcast that you don't like, well, keep listening. I don't mind. Howdy. So, warm-up check. Did a good warm-up this time. Hydration check. Did the pre-workout hydration. Got, I think it's 24 ounces of water that is waiting for me in the car, hopefully warming up from when I took it out of the fridge. So I will have the post-workout hydration, just as important, I think, in the wintertime as in the summertime, because there's so little moisture in the air. It tends to dry me out, you know. It's a beautiful day at Lake Fayetteville here next to the Botanical Gardens, where I'm starting my journey. Smells good. I think they've recently mowed or something. Something you don't usually get in wintertime. And it is January 4th, 2024. You know, we talked about stress in the past, and I was thinking today about all the things in the world that, you know, can give us stress. Big picture things, you know. As we talked about the little personal things, you know. But big picture, macro things in the world. 2024 rhymes with war, and certainly that is going on throughout the world. The United States is in a shooting war. So are several other countries. And all the things that come along with war. Meanwhile, the United States, actually a lot of countries are having elections this year and soon. And in the United States, it's just become a joke, you know. It would be funny if these idiots didn't have so much power, and that makes it scary. But top it off, I was reading a sort of financial newsletter earlier today, and just the United States has been downgraded by a couple of different rating services, financial, having to do with the government's financial soundness, and we've reached a record level of national debt, such that every year the United States government pays almost $1 trillion in interest. They spend $900 billion on defense, and the same amount is paid in interest on the debt. That's just mind-boggling. And, you know, people like me who are trying to look forward to a life without work in the corporate structure, you can call it retirement if you want, you know, I think we have reason to be concerned about our investments, not only in government bonds, but what's going to happen to the stock market. as fiscal responsibility goes out the window. So, I don't want to be a downer, but there's a lot of stuff causing stress. Big picture stress. I don't watch the news per se. Like I said, I do read some financial information, but for the most part, I just don't try not to get involved in the news. If it's really important, I'm going to hear about it anyway. And I can just get caught in a depressive spiral if I pay attention to what people are saying about what's going on, because for some reason, it's always been more popular, more lucrative to talk about the negative things in life. Sad, but true. So, to combat this and the associated stress, there are actually plenty of resources out there. I subscribe to a sort of daily reflection email, which is good. I actually, even at work, I get an email every once in a while. It includes, I think it's Microsoft Viva or something like that. It includes a meditation link or stream or something, audio that you can listen to, and it's got a little cartoon that you can look at. But relaxation. So obviously the corporate world has kind of realized that it makes sense to help people combat stress a bit. Got a pretty good pace going today. Can hear some kids. Kids go fast, but they stop every now and then too. And I can see the lake as blue as the sky through the bare trees of winter here at Lake Fayetteville. Had a few evergreens here and there, and it's kind of thick with them over on the left-hand side. But on the lake side, it's mostly these tall trees and some, I guess you call them brambles or brush or something like that. It's in the 40s. Not expected to get above 50 today. But we're here on the edge of Tornado Alley, and there's quite a bit of wind. So it makes it feel colder. Yeah, I got a pretty good pace. I don't know when I left. Should probably keep track of that, so I can tell if I'm reaching my kind of average 20 minutes per mile, 3 miles an hour, or not. And we got an incline coming up. I did, part of my warm-up, I did stretch my back a little bit. So I think that's helping, although I'm starting to feel it tighten up already. I think if I keep coming out here, eventually it'll get better. I'll be able to go longer distances at a quicker pace and get in better shape. It's always going to be hard in the beginning, but it's worth it. Oh, 441, 6/10 on the mile. I think I'm about to turn around. Howdy.
Hello.
You know, probably 7/10 of a mile ish. So that'll be 1.4 miles. Not bad. Well, I don't know if that means anything to people in Mauritius, where they probably use the European standard metric system. I don't know how many kilometers it is, but it's not useful enough, I guess, for the maintainers of this property to put kilometers on the signs. But if you're used to the English system, then there you are. And here I am. It's pretty good. Maybe I could have gone farther, but last time I only went a mile. Last time I only went a mile. And so 1.4 is definitely an improvement. And I still got a good pace going on. And I haven't had to stop yet. Back's feeling better than it usually does. I guess I got okay sleep last night. I somehow neglected to get a new calendar before the first of the year, so that's where I usually keep track of my sleep, is on a regular calendar. I've got like 4 or 5 different things I'm tracking with different symbols I put on each day. So I need to get one of those pretty soon. I usually get one at church, and I thought I did this year, but I can't seem to find it. I believe I was 277 this morning. I had sort of a planning snafu. I had an appointment on Wednesday to go to the dentist's office for a cleaning, and the hygienist got sick, so I couldn't go. And it was in the afternoon. I was not really planning to eat all day, out of respect for the people there. And so I ate a big meal Tuesday night. And when my appointment was canceled that morning, I said, well, I got this 3-meal day thing. I better go ahead and eat 3 meals. And that's kind of thrown my weight loss track off a little bit. Maybe could have managed that better, but some things you just can't foresee. 4/10 of a mile ago, I guess I've come a mile now. Well, no, 6/10 of a mile ago. I like to say I'm getting better at live math, but that's not really the case. I'm just getting used to the numbers that show up on this trail and how they relate to each other, so I just kind of have it memorized. But, live math is a skill that I don't really have in great proportion, but it's kind of necessary to keep up on your numbers when you're trying to exercise well. It helps you track your progress, helps you keep track of where you are when you're exercising, whether you're lifting weights. I lift weights, I usually keep a logbook of what I did, how many reps, how much weight. Seems tedious, but you get used to it, where it's not that big a deal. And you have to rest in between exercises for at least a couple minutes, so it gives you time to update the book. Or I guess some people use an app on their phone. I'd rather use a book. A little logbook thing. Over the years, I seem to keep getting those for free. I don't know when I've paid for one of those, either at work or I think it has been at work most of the time. So we got on the track last week. I think I was counting. I think I got 2 last week. So I counted like this Monday was the 3rd, so I've done 3 in a week. That's good. And now I've done 4 in a week and a half, 2 this week, if you count it as a calendar week, so that's good. Wednesday was a little too busy, so I couldn't get out, but today's Thursday and I'm out, and I can probably go out tomorrow or Saturday. Who could that be? It's the VA. I don't really want to talk to the VA right now. It is January. Maybe they're trying to bring me in for a annual appointment or something. Well, getting relatively close to the end. Sorry, I got distracted thinking about the VA. You can hear the traffic noise getting louder. There's a slight incline, but I still might make it without stopping. We'll see. Oh, yes, I can see almost see the official vehicle, the Running a Fever fighting vehicle, since we're at war. Yeah, I see it. And it's all downhill from here, literally. I think I'm gonna make it. I think that would be a victory. That'd be real progress, you know. And you know, in the early stages, they're little, but I've kept up a pretty good pace today, and I haven't stopped for my back. It's a good argument for warming up my back, which I will try to do from here on out. So these little things, and then they add up and become bigger things, and in the future, perhaps I will eventually walk another 2 laps of this place in one day. I'm a little scared of making that my goal, but it will be a good one. Getting down to 200 is enough of a goal. Somebody else set for me. But if I'm able to do that, I will probably be able to do the 2 laps. I'm guessing. Those two will go hand in hand. So it's probably not that much of a stretch if I am successful. And I've got to be successful. So important to my health. And people, I have made it 1.4 miles today, and I haven't stopped for a rest of my back. And I am reaching to get my keys. And it's probably really noisy for you right now, but I'll call today a success. Put the gloves away and get ready to do my post-workout hydration and then go home. So, that's the Running a Fever episode for today. Try to relax. And if you don't have the fever yet for some unknown reason, then by all means, catch the fever. If you got it, we'll keep that fever on burning. I will talk to you next time on Running a Fever.